My name's Louise.
And your time is important. So we're just going to cut to the chase and get into telling you about what's going on in your body and your brain in midlife. Stay tuned to the end of the video because we're going to tell you a little bit more about who we are and how we can help you beyond this video. So let me ask you, do any of these feel familiar to you? I can't sleep. I'm waking up at 3 in the morning. Maybe I can't get back to bed after I wake up at 3 in the morning. Or maybe I'm going pee at 3 in the morning. Are you feeling anxiety in a way you've never felt it before? Or self-doubt or imposter syndrome in a way you've never felt it before? Maybe brain fog, forgetfulness, feeling out of balance in your body? Are you tripping more often? Walking into the door frame, hitting your knee on the coffee table? Do you have a lack of energy? Do you just feel exhausted? Exhausted in your body and exhausted in your thoughts, mental fatigue. Are you saying yes, 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 Victoria and Louise? Are you yelling at the screen right now? Keep watching. This is for you. All of these symptoms, along with the other ones that we know more of, the big symptoms, right? Heat flashes, those sorts of things. They're all swept under the rug. They're either denied as symptoms of perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, or we're just told that it's normal. Just grin and bear it. This is just a normal part of life, and this is what you have to deal with for the rest of your life. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let's unpack this and find solutions. You're not helpless or powerless in the face of midlife, okay? Regardless of whether you decide to do HRT or go a natural way, there are many ways that you can support your body and your brain in midlife. So, this is what we want to say to you. It's not your fault. Stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming your body. This is biology. And let's talk about what's actually happening so that we can find the right solutions for you.
So we often think about our hormones only impacting our vagina. They have created our menstrual cycle. They're to do with our fertility. But in fact, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone impact every single aspect of our health and body. And they have a big impact on our brain as they start to come down to lower levels as we move through perimenopause. Just as we experienced when we went through puberty, our brain will do a neural pruning when we are going through perimenopause. So we will start to lose the connections and the neurons that we're not using on a regular basis and that we no longer need anymore. This isn't your brain shrinking or eating itself. You will have a faster and more efficient brain when you get on the other side. But in real time, it can feel like brain fog. It can feel like overwhelm. It can feel like standing in the kitchen and wondering why you even walked into that room because your short-term memory is futzing. So it may also feel like when these excess neurons have been pruned away, you have no more fucks to give and you will no longer sweat the small stuff.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So let's talk about the brain a little bit. Like, what is actually happening in your body? We know that our estrogen is lowering. And estrogen doesn't just dictate our cycle in our body. As Louise said, estrogen is actually an energy source for the brain. It's called a neurometabolite. It helps the brain metabolize energy. Estrogen also keeps everything lubricated. So if you're having other symptoms like the itchy skin, itchy inner ear, that's all related to estrogen as well because that skin isn't lubricated. But let's talk about estrogen in the brain. So as our estrogen levels start to lower, our brain says, wait a minute, I need more estrogen. So it actually grows more estrogen receptors in our brain. So if you look at this picture here, this is a brain before menopause, and this is a brain after. And all of that whiteness inside this picture of the brain is our brain growing more estrogen receptors. Why is this important? Because you might think that's not great. Right? It means that our brain is adapting to absorb the estrogen that we do have because we still continue to have estrogen. But it also tells us that our brain is capable of growing new cells. And we're often told that after a certain age, our brain isn't plastic as much. We can't grow new cells. But this tells us that our brain actually can grow new cells, and we can actually use this information to develop our brain more. Now, there's another part of the brain that's really important during midlife, and it's our hippocampus. It's right in the middle of our brain. It looks like a little seahorse right in the center of our brain. And it is really critical for cognitive processing, including memory, maintaining our memories and creating new memories. It helps us regulate learning. It helps with intellectual stimulation, our social health, right? We need to be able to learn and problem solve and do more. It's critical for balance in our thoughts and balance in our body. And it's critical for balance awareness and spatial awareness. So think back to those symptoms from the first slide, right? They connect into the hippocampus, what the hippocampus does for us. Brain fog, for example. Sleeping, spatial memory, regulation. All right. And here's the thing. The hippocampus shrinks as we age. It's one of those, if you don't use it, you lose it. Right. And this is a risk factor for dementia related diseases. And this can start happening more in midlife. I want to tell you what the risk factors are that will shrink your hippocampus, because most of them are directly related to how we start to change our behavior in midlife based on how we're feeling, right? So a lot of negative risk factors that will shrink your hippocampus are feeling stress, feeling anxiety, feeling depression and worry, having a sedentary lifestyle, eating junk food to soothe ourselves. And here is a really big one: complaining and worrying. Studies have literally shown that the more we complain is directly related to the size of our hippocampus. And what do we do when we hit midlife? We feel disempowered. Our body doesn't feel like our body. We complain about the heat flashes. We complain about the brain fog. We complain about the itchy skin. And we complain about it because we don't have the tools to help it, right? What can we do so that we can stop complaining and so that we can feel more empowered in this change that's happening in our brains and our body?
So we really need to shift out of this venting mode where we are overwhelmed with the new symptoms that we're feeling in perimenopause, and step into an action-taking mode where we can start taking action to help ourselves out and support our bodies through change in this time of life. But the information that we're receiving from our doctors and other healthcare professionals is outdated. The information we've shared today about the neural pruning and the hippocampus, all of this is brand new research in women's bodies. And it's only in the year of our Lord 2026 that we are getting this information that we have needed for decades. And so there aren't any common fixes. The old information isn't working for us. Being told that this is just normal and you should expect to feel this way at your age, being told to eat less and exercise more, is not going to support you with your brain health. There's been a big research gap in women's health, and it's only now that we're getting the information that we need.
So let's talk about what we have been told and what is out there all over the place, right? First of all, we're told that midlife is the problem. Midlife is not the problem. We've been going through midlife as females for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, right? Outdated wellness advice is, because this outdated wellness advice is primarily based on studies on how male bodies work. Here's the type of advice that we see as midlife women: work out harder, do more cardio, lift more weights, eat more protein. Are you thinking, I can't eat more protein? I don't know how to get that much protein into my body. What about this one? Just sleep more. Sure. How am I supposed to sleep more if my body is automatically waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every morning? Or I have worry and anxiety and overwhelm and I can't fall asleep at night. It's not that simple to just sleep more hours in the night. Or here's a really big one: low calorie diets, right? and you try them and the weight still stays on. The weight has to do with the lack of estrogen and progesterone in our body. Doing a low calorie diet isn't going to fix it. This is all old advice. And here's the thing, when we try these things and they don't work, we start to blame ourselves. We say things to ourselves like, I'm lazy, I'm not motivated enough, it's my fault, right? And here, I need to be more disciplined. I need more structure. Why can't I just do the thing? Do the thing, Victoria. Why can't I just do the thing? Right? But here's the thing. You don't need more discipline. You don't need more willpower. You actually don't even need more motivation. You already have it. You know that you're not feeling great and you want to feel better. That's your motivation. Your brain needs the right nutritional and stress management support based on biologically what's happening to your body and to your brain at this time of life. The common fixes are not brain and body solutions. We need comprehensive solutions that are full, whole wellness solutions based on studies done on women.
So what does work? Uh, Practices that are that are science-backed and based in women's health studies. Nervous system regulation tools so that we can calm cortisol, our stress hormone, and that frees up our body to support us through the hormonal change with estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. We need nutrition specifically for fueling midlife women's bodies. We need fitness plans specific for midlife women's bodies. We need tiny self-care habits that support our mental health and our well-being as we're moving through a challenging chapter in life where our hormones are in flux and are changing. And that is exactly why we've created our tiny course, From Frazzled to Focus, for midlife women.
So let me ask you this again. Are you yelling at the screen right now? Are you saying, yes, 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 I want to know these new science studies? I actually would like to know what a nervous system regulation tool is, or what is the nutrition that I need that's the new science-backed nutrition? What is the fitness that works? That's the new science-backed fitness. That's why we created From Frazzled to Focus. But if you're wondering, why should I learn from Victoria and Louise? Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm a midlife wellness and longevity coach for women. I've been doing this for over 23 years. I have anatomy and wellness and health promotion degree, and I've been working with women, and it's time to start speaking out and making changes.
And my name's Louise Carr. I'm a certified holistic nutrition consultant, and I've been working for 13 years with women who are in perimenopause or menopause, working on the nutrition specific for women's bodies so you can slash your menopausal symptoms, calm your nervous system, and feel comfortable through your midlife hormonal change.
So what is this tiny course we're talking about? We promised you we would be compact with our time today, and so is this tiny course. This tiny course, the reason we're calling it tiny course is we wanted to make it as easy for you to learn as possible, as digestible for you to learn as possible. All it is one 50-minute video that you can watch, or you can easily listen to it as a podcast as well. And then we give you 2 downloadable resources that have to do with what you learn in the video. Here's the thing. If you're thinking, I need a new way, I have tried all the outdated advice, nothing's working. There's a reason you hit download on this video. There's something deep down inside of you that is saying, yes, I want to do things differently because I want to empower myself in midlife. So inside the tiny course, we're going to teach you our 10-minute method to ditch the anxiety, clear the brain fog, and feel like yourself again. It's going to take less time from your day than you think. Once you watch the video, you will know that 10-minute science-backed method. And it all has to do with one concept, which we will reveal to you inside the course. Let us show you how to use science-backed tools so that you can easily feel healthy, motivated, and empowered in midlife again. All you have to do is click the link below to get started. It's only $27 Canadian. Aren't you worth the investment? Thanks so much for spending some time with us today, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.